Well, it's just going to be you and I now, so why don't we get started?
Sure.
We're live, so it's Salim and myself for the Met Plus Scrum, December 10th, 2015. And Salim, you want to go ahead and give your status first?
Sure. Yeah. Since yesterday, again we did a pair program session with Vajar after yesterday's Scrum, and then she got the creating and sending confirmation email to uh, sending confirmation email works, and now she has to work on the updating the job seeker. And I was wondering if we can put the job seeker status at the creation or updating. I don't know where, but it doesn't say any. I don't see the specification of the job seeker status, because when I looked at your codes, and when you are seeding, you created job seeker status together when you create the job seeker, the status already is in there. So as hers, it doesn't have a job seeker status for now. So, and then that's that for pair programming. And then I went through your codes. It look good, but then I have some kind of question on your codings. I'm assuming that when you're creating agency person, you already assumed the user exists, right?
I'm not creating I haven't tried to create an agency person yet.
So you are doing it through seeding?
The only thing I've got now is, this the seed database seed. So I'll be working on actually the cycle of creating an agency person next. In fact, started to think about it today.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, as to the way I looked at it, you are trying to grab a current user and then making it as an agency person or something. That's how I understand how the way you wrote the codes. But as you said, right now you're working on it, so it doesn't matter. And then what else? Probably your views look good. I'm impressed. You almost, you look like you did some bootstrapping. It looked really nice. But I think for you can do some what is this, refactoring, I guess, on views, maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, you're back.
Okay, I was just talking, and then all suddenly when I looked at the screen, you froze. I don't see any response.
Yeah, I went to another room with the Wi-Fi. I suppose hopefully it's stronger. So.
Okay. Yeah. That's better.
Getting network problems. So what I was saying was that I haven't started the create process yet for an agency person.
Okay.
It's actually a cycle, so you can describe that in a bit when you're done.
Okay, so go ahead.
Please.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, so but I see you can update the agency person. You have a form updating it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you update the agency person, can you update maybe the phone number or last name? Those from those attributes. Can you?
No, that's not what I'm focusing on for the agency person edits that an agency administrator would do. I'm
Okay.
focusing on an agency person being assigned job developers or being assigned a role or more roles,
Okay.
or what else? Or being associated with an employer once we get to that point, things like that. An agency person is just a user otherwise, and they would use the regular user functions that we're going to expose to users to update things like their name, their phone number, things like that. So I'm not going to try to duplicate that functionality, which
Okay.
has,
Okay.
which has to be
Okay.
present to all users. You know what I mean?
Okay. I see. I see. So,
Yep.
okay. 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 I understand how you're trying to do it, but I was thinking like instead of leaving the agency person form,
Yeah.
is it easier to like going back to user and then edit it there?
Sir, can you repeat that? You broke up a little bit.
So what I'm saying is, so if you want to edit the rest of the attribute, like a phone number or last name, first name, those attributes,
Yeah.
so you have to go to a user form to edit those ones, right?
Yeah, they would. So any agency person logged in will have available to them the ability, there'll be a link there that says, edit profile or edit account or that kind of thing, just
Okay.
like any other system.
Mhm.
And they'll go to a page where they can edit the generic fields that we have in the user table, name, they can update their password, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So that'll be the same for everybody. What?
Well, the way we implemented is because there's a link. Remember, there's a register as a job seeker and then register as a company.
Mhm.
So what we did together, me and Vijaya, when I click register as a job seeker, it's gonna show you the form, all the attribute for job seeker, all of them, including last name, first name, phone number, everything, password, including the password.
Mhm.
So you create it. When we create that, it's gonna show us a message, confirm with your email. So when you confirm with the email, when you come back and then when you log in, so he knows because we are using Act as Gem, right? He knows what user actually is, and at the same time he's a job seeker too.
Yeah.
So that's how we did it.
Yeah, that makes sense. At some point, we're going to have to take the fields that you put in there for the regular user,
Yeah.
like name, password, etc. We'll have to create a partial from that, because that probably would be used by that will be used by generic user update capability, right? Everybody needs to update those
Yes.
fields. So we'll break
Exactly.
we'll pull those out and make a shared partial out of those at some point. And then
Okay.
what you've built now, you'll just render that partial in lieu of all those fields that you've got right now, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. That makes sense. We can do that. Yeah. That's
Yeah, we
that
don't
makes
need to
sense.
do it now, because we're not ready for the generic user stuff, but we'll just take that and repurpose it, refactor it, so we can use it elsewhere too.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. That makes sense. I think.
Okay. So she's getting pretty close to putting together a PR, you think, Vijaya? For you guys there?
No. Because to tell you the truth, she's still getting the concept. I mean, since this is the learning process,
Mm-hmm.
she's not. I mean, we were doing it together. Before she showed me the codes, she had two forms inside. Break it down to one form, and then from there we went step by step. Show her the basic stuffs. So
Good.
she's
Good.
kind of slow. If she does it by herself, very soon. But then, if you Joe or me go out, her pace will go faster.
Yep. Oh, well, it's part of the learning process, like you said. So
Right.
it's good that you're helping her. It'll take her a while. That's okay. You know, we'll move ahead on
Yeah.
other stuff. And she's not blocking anybody else, I don't think.
No,
So,
no, no, no. She's not. She's not. She's not. I think for me, it's not only her. Even if somebody willing to pair up with me to do pair programming, I think it's good for me, or it's good for the other person too. Pair programming, you learn a lot of stuff. Trust me.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get back to that. You guys have been doing that this week, so that's great. I've been kind of not able to participate this week, but I'll get back to it too.
Yeah, and then on the side, I just brainstorming on the job architecture, on architectural side on the job. I'm just brainstorming it too on the job architectural formats. So that's whenever you're ready, probably we get together and then look at it, because the way we have it right now, it's so complex. It should supposed to be simple. I mean, it's complex right now. I see it complex.
Yeah, and I'm not sure it's going to work for the user, for the pets users very well, the way we've constructed it. But I want to write down my thoughts so that we can have a more structured conversation. Maybe I'll create a page on the Agile Ventures website, and we can both edit that as we come up with things to talk about for the job structure.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, why not? All right, great. So, anything else?
That's it. I think that's it for me.
Okay.
Is Emmy active today?
I don't know. I don't know if she's online right now. I haven't seen her online, but I haven't been on most of the day, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So for me, I created a PR and put that in this morning, as you mentioned. So that covers some basic stuff on agency management. I'm now launching into what I call the new agency person cycle, which is not just a form where an agency person fills out things. The cycle, from a business point of view, is this: the agency admin will be inviting, basically sending an email with a link to register to an agency person, a new agency person, at the direction of the owner of the agency. So the agency admin basically sends a invite message. It's an email. It's got a link. So the new agency person clicks on the link. They go to a page where they register as an agency person. They'll have to fill out those fields we talked about for the user as well. So that at that point, maybe I'll refactor what you guys have done into a partial that we share. We'll use the same fields. And then once they do that, then they're confirmed. So the reason why the agency person has to receive that email, not anybody can just go to Pets and log in and say, I'm an agency person. It has to be by invitation, because that means anybody could impersonate being an agency person if it wasn't by invitation. You know what I mean?
Right. That I forgot to mention that. You're right. Yeah. That's a good idea you mentioned. Yeah. That's what I was thinking before. Yeah. You're right.
So the cycle is, an invitation is sent out to a person. That person clicks on the link. They register as the appropriate type of person, and they register as a user, and then they're good. That same pattern we'll have to use for company personnel. So we'll have, as you know, we'll have a primary company contact, which is kind of a company admin. Just like an agency admin, there'll be a company admin. And the company admin will go through the same process to invite other people within that same company to join Pets and create an account. You could think of that like a company administrator inviting HR people who will post jobs to join Pets and create an account. It'll be the same exact model. So that's what I'm thinking. What we'll do here with agency person, we'll reuse for company as well. And so I started this. Yeah, for company, we'll have the same model for company people to become users of Pets. They'll have to be invited by their their designated company contact. It'll be the same
Sure.
kind of mechanism. So
Yeah. Okay.
the same tool that the agency admin will use to invite a new agency person, a company admin will use that same mechanism to invite other people in that company to become users of pets. Same exact process. So I've started a spike tonight of the Devise Invitable gem. This is an add-on to Devise that basically allows one to send an invitation through email to
Yes.
another person to join the system, to come and log in and register with the system. So I'm going to see if that's going to work for us. If so, then that'll handle the first part of the cycle.
Okay.
The next part of the cycle is the link is clicked by the user who received an email. They go and they register, and now they're marked as an agency person or a company person, and they enter in all the information, and once they do that, they're logged in and they end up on the agency person homepage or landing page, yet to be defined.
Okay.
And I envision the exact same process again for companies. We'll be doing the same thing, so we'll get double duty out of this.
Okay.
So anyway, I think the Devise Invitable module looks interesting. I'm hoping it's going to work for us and help us facilitate that cycle I just said.
All right. I'll look at it. And okay, let me show you real quick something. I mean,
Yep.
For the view, I think you showed me. I don't know, like 3-4 days ago. I guess maybe a week. You are trying to display the error. So I was thinking we can refactor that instead of having it in application. Why not doing it at the form level? Let me show you what I mean. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have. So I'm logged in as a job seeker. So if I click this, the way I set it up, we set it up, it's gonna, bring this page for edit. So let me show you the view. See, you see here I have a render shared error message. Let's see, you have that. That's just basically it. The code for the error. Basically the same thing you have in application. I just took maybe same as yours, but then I put it here, and then my form for job seeker form is when I'm creating a new. When I click, if there's error, it just displays. Because in my controller, if I look at the controller, I don't have to do the. See here, when I don't have to do the instant of that you are sending to application view. So that instant job seeker instance, when you rendering again, will have everything. The errors also included in there, so you can access it at the form level instead of sending it, creating it here, getting the error, and then sending it to the application level and then displaying it. I mean, this way I think it's easier, I guess. And then plus, we have to know what instant we are sending to application error. Otherwise, if I'm sending job seeker error, it wouldn't display. I don't know if that makes sense. Then plus it's cleaner to a little bit, I guess.
Well, job seeker error would display if you assign it to model errors, the instance variable model errors.
Yeah. Okay. Let me demonstrate this.
Well, I
So
think if you deliver this, we're going to have a conflict because I've already put in place the other mechanism.
no. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying. I'm just showing you. I mean, this is
Yeah,
alternative
no.
way.
Got it.
See, so it shows this the error. You know, there's two errors displays. But I think in terms of the performance, also this one might be better because you're getting the error, sending it there, and then you're reading over there too. And here, I'm just sending the instant to edit form will have the instant of job seeker. In that edit form, I'm checking if there's any error. That's it. That's what I'm doing.
I know, but the form here that you loaded is also loading the application layout. Even before it loads this form, the application layout is now rendering errors. So it's the same in terms of a performance point of view. Because it's not just the form being rendered here, it's also the application layout and then the form within that. So I don't think we're gaining much.
No. Not. I mean, in terms of what is this? This is probably this is a small application. It's not that huge, but then for sure, definitely, if it's huge, it makes a difference because here I'm having the instant of job seeker inside the edit form. That instant, whether you are sending to application or not, the error is included there. I mean, why just send it to that, render it, and then after error rendered, and then this page will render too. Probably they might be having a delay too. I mean, if it's huge application, huge. So for now, I mean, it's
not
right
really.
now.
I mean, if you look at that layout, application layout, it's rendering flash messages.
Yes.
I've added
and then yeah. I mean, it works the way you have it. It's perfectly works. But then, I mean, just pick any application. For example, if you pick the device and then go through the view, they have it, the error message inside the form. They didn't have it separately. Any application, a real application, just pick it and look at it. They have it, the error message display. They have it inside the form. I think it's I don't know. I think it makes sense easier. I'm just saying, there's an alternative for it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember to render your shared error display, etc. I don't know. I just don't see it buys us much doing this. We've already got a working solution is the key thing.
I know.
Why re-engineer something that already works?
I understand. So what I'm saying is, if I didn't look up the application view, I wouldn't know what model I'm setting, right? I have to know.
Why do you have to know? No, you don't. You just set that model errors instance to your agency errors, like you show here, or whatever.
No. I have to create a model error every time I create a agency, any controller for the error. I have to create. It has to be exact the same name, model error.
It has to be the model errors instant variable.
Right. Everybody has to know. How about maybe I didn't know. How about if I didn't know? How about if a new person, he didn't see the application, maybe it became a legacy code and somebody wants to add something. So it has, somehow he has to know, this syntax. He has
to work on any application, one has to know a heck of a lot about the code that's in the application and how it all comes together.
Yeah.
This is just one thing of 1,000 things somebody will have to know eventually, and it's pretty straightforward. It's documented with comments in the application layout code, exactly what's going on. I took great pains to document it. Whenever I comment, by the way, it's generally to communicate to other people. This is something you ought to know about and exploit, that kind of thing.
Okay. I'm just saying there's another alternative way to do it. and then I think most of the applications they do it the way I have it. I guess I think, uh, yeah. So
They do, they do, but that's the more straightforward thing for illustration. I was just
for
looking for
what?
a way to do it. Um,
Uh,
this is, yeah, I mean, I think this is a nice, what I have is a nice generic. Your thing works well too, but I think we've already got it. It's in place, it works.
I know. You don't
Yeah,
have to change. I'm not saying change it, but
yeah,
then I think it's easy. I think. I mean, it probably might be easier for any, anyone who wants to, create another, file or any features again, when with a controller included, probably might be easier than this. I
Can you
have
show
to
me your
know.
form? I don't see what's hard about this. It's one instance variable assigned to your model errors, and that's it. That's all you have to do. The view, the display of the error, the notation of which particular field on the form, which I didn't see in your view, is noted as well. It turns red. It's bordered red. All that stuff. Can you
So I know.
show me your form again?
Yeah. So this is the form. Actually, this is the form I rendered here. So this is the shared form. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the error. It's the error. You have it in your application. What is this application? Layout application.
Yep.
So you have it here. Somehow, it's pretty much the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every time you load the page, you have to check if model has error, whether you are creating or editing form. Every time when you run, the code checks, right?
Yeah, sure.
So
That's what your shared view is doing as well, right?
right. How about if you just I don't know, displaying only index page or any just home page? We don't have to display this error. It does. We technically we don't have any instant of that in here.
Yeah.
Why
So,
not just do it in the form level? Just check it over there and here.
well, then I have to remember my form. Do I need to display model errors or not, etc.? Here, it's
No,
just
no, no,
right
no,
here.
no, no. What
Sure you
the
do.
thing is, you just have to do this. Just take that, just one line of code right there. That's it. That's what you need to do. That's it. You're done.
But I thought your point was that if it's an index, if you have a screen that doesn't display any model errors, you wouldn't even call your shared messages, your error
No,
messages.
you don't. This. No, no, no. This is the form actually. This is the partial form. I mean, this is we
So
have. I have
you'd always render a form that does nothing, right? I mean, that
say
might
it
be
again.
more, you're always rendering a form here that does nothing. If you have a view that you're using here that doesn't have model errors.
So inside the error message,
So you're saying you only use that for forms.
yes, only for forms. That's it. Or forms. You check it at the form level, not. I mean, usually I know for the way when I look at the application,
Mm-hmm.
when they put stuff in application view, usually they see what is common to all views. For example, Flash, it's common to all of them. You can display it in index, you can display it in a show, you can
Yep.
place in the
Yep.
distro. So that's why they have it Flash. And then plus Flash, it's small data, it's small thing. So here, probably this error might be a lot of errors, like 5, 6. Depend how many line of forms attribute you have.
Yep.
So this is the alternative way. I'm just saying,
Sure.
yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not a bad way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we might have errors on views that don't involve forms, but probably not. But who knows? We can certainly think about doing it this way in the future if you want, but I'd kind of prefer
No.
right now to kind of keep it as is. But this is a nice thing. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. That you know, that's I'm saying it's alternative way to do it.
Yep.
But
yep.
then, so when
Can
I log out,
Hmm.
let me show you.
Yeah.
So login. See
Mhm.
the way she has it. When you click register as a user, as
Mhm.
a job seeker, so it bring this form. So when I create a job seeker,
Mhm.
automatically will, because of the, remember the act as will create a user too for us, including, you know, there's a
Yeah. Yeah.
it gives an ID for user, and then we have an ID for job seeker too. You know, different
Yeah.
database, they have different tables.
Which is appropriate
So
because
we
the job
change,
seeker doesn't go through any kind of cycle like we talked about for the other
yes,
people.
right.
Yeah.
So we change the file from text to file field.
Mm-hmm.
See here?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Good.
So I think that's what so far she got that. She's here. I think she's um she did do the new and create action done,
Mm-hmm.
but then I went ahead and did the edit. You know, I created edit in case she has a I'll show her how to do editing, updating.
Okay, great. Can you go back to that view?
What view?
The registration, the job seeker registration
Okay,
that we
the partial or the which one? The new
no,
or
the actual browser view of that.
oh,
That
browser? Yeah, here.
no, the yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You may want to fix registration. It's misspelled. It's got an extra. It's REGIST
Oh, job seeker registration.
registration. So the it's REGISTRATION. So she's got an extra E in there.
Okay.
She's got registration. The other thing
Registration.
I wanted
Okay.
to ask you about the format in here. It's different than what I'm seeing, and I'm using Bootstrap as well.
Okay.
Let me show you what I'm looking at. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
See what that. We don't necessarily have to make all the views look alike right now, but I'm just wondering why it's looking a little different there.
Yeah. I mean, the way she designed it. I mean, the design. I think they already up. I mean, we already approved her design, so we just followed the design. Her design.
No, it's not the design. It's the fonts. It's the styling is what I'm looking
Okay.
at there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Let's see.
Oops. I have to go back to my other.
Okay.
It'll start.
Oh. Okay. Device, they have a invitable modules too. That's nice.
Well, it isn't by the device people, but it's somebody who built an add-on for it, and
Okay.
it
Okay.
seems to be well maintained.
No. I think the server already running. Try to close the server.
So that's. There we go.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have any text fields, But if I did,
Okay.
they'd look alike. So what I've got, and I'll show you the code that's doing this. My field names are all in bold,
Okay.
and they're centered exactly with the form control or the input field. You can see
Okay.
roles, of course, has 3 different ones, right? And the first
Okay.
one is centered exactly, and this is centered exactly. So when I was looking at your view, I saw these aren't bold. I don't think they line up on the right-hand side in the same column, you know,
Okay.
up and down here. And I think she's a little off in terms, like, if this was this would be not bold, and the field form was a little bit lower from the
Okay.
center line of that. And I don't think I'm doing anything or anything unique here. Let me see if I can find this very quickly. Let's go look at use agency,
Okay.
people, form. So the first one we're doing is branch, right? So all I'm doing here is I'm using a div of class form group, and I think you're doing the same, or Vijay is doing the same. And then I've got this label here of this particular class, and
Yes.
then immediately below that, basically within the div, I have the actual input control here. This is a select because, of course, we can be multiple, you know, values. Hers is just all text field input. But if following this format, these line up nicely, and I get the automatic name here being bold. So you may want to take a look at the code that I delivered this morning, Salim, and make sure, see if you can
Okay.
see if it makes
Oh,
sense to.
yeah. Yes. Yes. You're right. I mean, this is my version. I mean, I'm just, doing it and see how it works. But then you're right. The way the design is, it's not just I mean, already. I'm not saying this is that. Probably she, I'm just doing it. How works. Probably probably she might say, oh, let's do a pair programming, and then I know do this. Do that. So the way you write, the way she actually, I misinterpreted the wireframing. It's justified to the right, not to the left. The way I have it is justified to the my left. So you're right, and then it's yeah, it's bold. I think it's easy. You just put the bold and then justify to the right. That's it. That will fix it. That's easy.
In fact, I'm just using standard
Okay.
Bootstrap classes here.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially this control label and this stuff, and it styles it nicely. Actually, I don't have to do any work, which I like. Right. So I think if we just come up with a standard way for these forms to look, like they all look like that or something else, we can just copy the same pattern over and over again, as you can see. So
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So anyway, that's good progress, and at least we're getting somewhere, so that's good.
Yeah.
I hear you about the form errors. Why don't we think about coming back to that and taking another look at it? And if we want to refactor, we certainly can. It's just, to me, it's more, in my mind, Celine, you can't believe how much work we have to do. You know this, but there's so much work. And I tell you, given our relative level of experience, none of us have a great deal. It's going to take us a long time. I'm just worried about making rapid enough progress before the client gets sick of meeting with us and seeing very little every 2 weeks.
You're right. And then at the same time, so, in terms of the coding quality, at least we have to look at the coding quality too, because if you just throw something working and then it looks messy, no good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Has to look pretty good. But we can talk about styling and things like that and say, we're going to clean this up later. We're trying to get basic functionality in there first, rather than obsess about certain things. But this is not rotten potatoes. This is a very sophisticated app we're building, and we've got about probably 2% built. We've got
exactly.
Yeah. When we start talking about the cycle of adding an agency person, where there's an invite email, it comes back. There's a
Yeah.
token in the invite email that says who this invited person was and how to handle it.
Yes.
Then we got to do the right thing. So there's a lot of workflow stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough on that.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I believe in, sharing things. I mean, if I love to learn, I'm since you look like you're into you've been working into the industry for long. You have experience, but then I'm kind of fresh. I haven't worked for any company in terms of like I'm probably a developer or something, but me might have experience. So I want to learn what you have. I want to at least know what you know or something. I love to learn things from you because you look very experienced guy.
Well, I'm not that. Actually, the only experience I have with
No, no,
Libra
no,
Analysis is
no.
one of the
I'm
projects.
saying in terms of I don't know, probably like the way I watched the client meeting, the halfway, and then the hangout kicked me out. But then actually the way you presented it was like you're presented as if you're professional. I mean, you're pretty good. I mean, I was impressed. I haven't had a chance to look at the whole video, but then the Chad also was very happy about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Agile Ventures philosophy, and I agree 100%, is that the client may not be paying us, but we should treat the client and treat our seriousness about the project as if as if they were. And so, if this was a paying client, we'd all be worried about, are we delivering enough functionality every 2 weeks? And we are delivering what we can. And as long as the client knows that we're learning and we're students, then it's okay. But I still worry about, can we get there fast enough before he just runs out of patience? 6 months from now, if we're still doing this, is he going to just say, let's stop this, we're not getting anywhere? I don't think that'll happen, but I worry about stuff like that, just to make enough progress.
Right.
But we're all getting faster. The more experience we get on this project, the better the next sprint is, right? So it's all good.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Celine. Well, thanks for helping with Vijay. I know I've paired with her before, and I know she needs it. She's very much an inexperienced person, and I think this is the first real project she's had other than homework for 169 MOOC course, which this is not rotten potatoes homework. This is a wholly different thing, as you know.
Yeah.
So I think she needs help.
Yeah, and then for the rotten potato homework, I don't know why I'm surprised. They already set it up everything for you, and then to add or add some feature only. That way, I don't think the student will learn a lot. I mean, why not just start something from scratch? That way they'll get the concept.
I think they actually did a good job on the homework, Celine, because I remember when I took it, if you remember, there's so many concepts being thrown at you every week in that course,
right,
and so many different technologies. And if you had to actually build an app from scratch, it would just be overwhelming for somebody who's brand new to it all. And people would get discouraged and drop out. So I think they did the homeworks really well, given their intended audience of somebody who's brand new to Rails, maybe somebody who's brand new to even website development. So I can't complain about that too much. Because I remember when I took the course, it was challenging because I was brand new to all of it.
Yeah, well, it is actually, it's an advanced course. It's not easy, but then I think, let's say, for example, if you want to create your own app, from scratch, then you have to know, how to use the generate function. Well, this actually the generate function. It does a lot of stuffs. You can just generate the control by itself. You can generate by the view by itself. You can't just generate a JavaScript file by itself. It does a lot of stuff if you don't know. But
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to get exposed to those things before you go higher. I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. But anyway, I'm glad I took that. That was one of the best courses I ever took. That was great. I learned so much from that. It's amazing. And then when you look back after taking 169.2 as well, and look at the breadth of things that you learned, or at least touched on, learned something about.
Yeah.
It's extremely it's extremely wide. It's amazing how many concepts and concepts we've mastered and learned about, or at least we're introduced to. Maybe not mastered, but knew enough to really start working further. So
Right. I mean,
I was really impressed by it.
Yes, especially the second part. If you successfully, finish, if you understand the whole concept they're putting out there, probably I would say you can be ready, go out and do things. I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Well, that's what we're doing. We're doing things now on this project, so this is good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Patrick. Sorry, I took your time.
No, it's good. I think we needed to need to do more in these meetings sometimes than just go over a status update. So this is good. We had time to do this.
Okay.
Always good.
All right.
All right, Salim, I'll let you go, and
right.
we'll talk tomorrow then.
Sure, definitely.
All right. Take care.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye now.